4 conference games left. Only got 2 home games left, so would implore our home crowd to make sure they take advantage of these last 2 home games and come out. Make sure we're well supported. We got an 8 o'clock tip, so no excuse for showing up to work late from out of town. So should be good. Obviously, Hubbard's been playing really well. I mean, that first half he had against Auburn's almost like a video game you're watching, where I'm not a big video game guy, but it was in the mode he don't miss. So we got to make sure our backcourt defense is ready to go. We got to have adjustment on top of adjustment ready to go if the first one's not working, because he's capable of going for a lot of points. And we've so a week ago that we gave up 49 to Acuff. So we got to make sure we're ready. But Mississippi State's. I got a lot of respect for Coach Jans. He's won everywhere he's been at a high level. He's going to find a way to get his guys ready to go. They got one of the best scorers in the country. They got some tough physical guys, and we got to make sure we're ready. We're playing, try to get a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament. Got to win your home games, closing the year out to do that, which would go a long ways. Also playing for NCAA seeding. So the higher the seed you get, the easier it is to make a run. So we've got a lot yet to play for, and the biggest thing is we got to be hitting our peak come postseason play. So we got 11 days left till regular season's over, and we got to make sure we take advantage of all 4 games and every day, every practice day, everything possible to be hitting our peak come postseason.
Do you feel like that first Mississippi State matchup was kind of like a rallying point for this team to show when they were down 14 in the first half and then came back about what they are capable of and kind of facing in-game adversity?
100%. And we had talked about going into that game, let's just focus on the controllables. Let's not worry about anything we don't have full control over. What do we have control over? And we went through it. And I think our guys stuck to it that game. I do think it was a turning point. I think it was a point, let's just play as hard as we can play, whoever's on the floor. And we were very low man that game. We think that was a game Taylor was out, if I remember. I believe Keaton was out that game. We had real low numbers. Bediako was not available yet. Our front court was thin. Our back court, had to bump down, play some in the front court. We went small ball that game. And whoever's out there, let's worry about the stuff we can control, and that's it. We get down 14 first half. We just kept plugging away. I thought the mindset was great that game. We came out with a win, big road win. So it was definitely a turning point. I think we just gone back to that, here and there. Let's just control the stuff we have full control over.
Hubbard was pretty inefficient in your first meeting. Just which defensive matchups with him did you like, and how do you kind of replicate that this time?
Yeah, I thought we had multiple guys that did a pretty good job on him. Hopefully they're able to do it. And some of it, to be honest with him, either makes or misses the shot. I mean, I'd like to say our guys were, unbelievably great on defense. I thought we did give really good effort from a lot of guys in the backcourt. We had multiple guys, go back and watch that game. We had multiple guys end up on him throughout the course of the game. I can't just say, we put Jaleel on him or Reitzel on him or Philon or Amari or whoever it may end up being, and they just locked him up. That's not the case. But we did have a lot of different guys give great effort on him. And then with him, man, he's going to make or miss the shot sometimes. I mean, he's getting it off. I mean, he jumps really high. He's got kind of a little bit of a fade to it. I mean, you got to make sure you can test him without fouling him, because he's got a knack for drawing fouls with kind of the way he kicks his legs out a little bit. He's just kind of the way he shoots, and he gets up high, and you're really trying to contest him because he's an elite shooter. So we got to contest without fouling and make sure that he doesn't get anything uncontested, because he's going to hit some contested ones. That's just the way he's good. So you got to make sure they're all contested, and you got to make sure you're not fouling them.
You mentioned this team hasn't hit its peak yet. How close do you feel your guys are to that?
Yeah, part of it's getting healthy. Taylor's was out a little while with various injuries. He's starting to get healthy. We got to get him back in shape. I think he's trying to play hard, just wasn't in shape. So some of it is getting everybody as healthy as we can get them. Get guys back in shape that were out. Taylor's not injured anymore. His leg, hand, everything's good. Can we get him in shape? Can we get Noah back playing maybe the way he did against Kentucky? Mississippi State, he was pretty good against Mississippi State, to be honest with you. So, and then, can we get our backcourt healthy? Really, Philon's the last one kind of, I think Reitzel's looking pretty good. I mean, he's starting to play at his peak here these last few weeks. Holloway was as good as he's been both sides of the ball in our last game. He didn't shoot it as well as he had, but I'm not worried about that. He may go 6 of 6 from 3. Nobody would be shocked if he did. So I think a lot of guys are hitting their peak. Can we get Taylor, Noah, LeBaron healthy, Taylor, Noah back in shape in the flow? Like we need those guys to be able to give us in their own right. I think Taylor's capable of playing a lot of minutes and being really good for us. Noah in a more limited role has got to give us some really good backup 5 minutes. Can we get Philon healthy? We're close. And honestly, you go back to the runs we made. The last 3 years, we were number 1 overall seed. Brandon Miller wasn't healthy in the NCAA tournament. It contributed to that loss in the Sweet 16. You're not guaranteed to have everybody healthy. Reitzel in the Final Four run got another concussion, wasn't able to play in those last 2 games. Last year, go to the Elite Eight. We had some guys that limped into that NCAA tournament too. It's just, can you expect to have everybody 100%? I don't think so. You're going to have to figure out ways to win games when Philon's not 100%, when, whoever it is, Aiden Sherrill maybe gets in foul trouble, whatever it is. You got to figure out ways to do it. So I think we're close to being where we're going to be to hit on our peak, but we're going to have to be able to win some games when somebody's not playing well or somebody's injured or somebody's in foul trouble.
It's a little off topic, but with you now, this is 2 years you've been working with USA Basketball. Just what does that mean to you? And kind of secondly, obviously working with Coach Grant, he's well known around here. Do you know him at all? Like, do you have a relationship with him at all?
You know what? Yeah, I'm super excited to work with USA Basketball. Huge. Watched the Olympics growing up. Watched the Olympics when I could here. Big Team USA guy. Watched the gold medal game Sunday morning. At least third period overtime. Super cool. I've been ever since I was a little kid with my mom. My big USA. So to get to work with USA Basketball, like beyond blessed. Like, who would have thought of that 11, 12 years ago when I was a high school coach? Was it 13 years ago now? So super fortunate, thankful to those guys, Sean Ford and everybody that runs USA Basketball that, choose me to help Anthony Grant. Thankful that Anthony was willing to let me be an assistant. I know Anthony a little bit, like in the business. I wouldn't say we're like super tight, but I'm very interested to get to know him. Everybody I've talked to that knows him says he's like one of the best human beings. I know one of his guy that worked for him as an assistant for a long time. Like, great guy. Obviously he's done an unbelievable job at Dayton. They've had like very good teams, pros come out of there. So not quite sure what all of our roles will be, but whatever I can do to help. I'm an assistant. Go back to, I was Bobby's assistant at Buffalo. What years was that? 14, 15, right? 13, 14, 14, 15. So 11 years ago. It's been a few years since I was an assistant, but I enjoy it. There's different roles in doing it, and it probably helped me be a better head coach, coming back, feeling what my assistants maybe feel a little bit. So I'm fired up. Can't wait to work with them. It's going to be like a 2-year commitment deal. We'll go down to South America this year, and then we'll go over to Europe next year. So it'll be fun. It'll be good.
How do you think Bethea's been playing lately, and what do you want to see from him, I guess, in your mind, for him to take the next step in his game?
Yeah, I've liked Bethea. One, his attitude's been unbelievably great for a kid that's got the rep he's got, the expectations that were put on him. And then, and part of the reason he's struggled a little bit is he was out all summer he had the broken foot in the fall. He missed a lot, couldn't play at the beginning of the year. So a lot of the stuff he needed work on, decision-making in traffic, having the ball in his hands, knowing when to pass, when to shoot, when to get to 2 feet, when to play off one, all that stuff. Like all the decision-making, he missed so many reps in the offseason. That's what we do. We play in the flow, we play aggressive, downhill, fast, multiple handlers. You got to be able to make decisions and not turn the ball over and make the right reads. And he missed a lot of that. So those are the biggest things he's got to continue to get better at. We've been having separate practices. I shouldn't say separate, additional at the end of practice, keep guys back, him, Noah, Taylor, Davion, Keaton, like guys that maybe aren't playing heavy minutes, working out with our, walk-ons, managers, whatever, making those reads. He's getting better. Look, his effort's been elite. I think he's playing super hard. Defensively, he's an athlete. He's given us the effort we need to. He's got to stay a little more locked into the scouting report, so we're not making the mistakes on the defensive end, like scouting game plan mistakes, if you will, and just continue to make great reads on offense. But his everything about him, what a great teammate he's been, what the effort he's put in, his attitude, he makes you want to play him more, and that's where my mind's at. Like, let's figure out times we can get him in. Let's coach him up. Let's let him play through some more mistakes than maybe in the past, because his attitude's been just so good. So, and we could certainly use his shot making athleticism. I think he could be a great matchup on Hubbard because he's got length and athleticism. He's been film study's been high. He's been in on it. He's got great points on guarding Hubbard. So I think his mind's where it needs to be to help us make a run here in March.
Yeah, it's been about 40 days since you last played Mississippi State. Where would you say your team's greatest area of growth has been in that time?
Gotten healthier. That's number one. Like, you look at every one of our games, like back in January, beginning of February, even December, like, who did we have that game? Who didn't we have? That's what you dang near have to ask that on every game. So one is we've gotten a little healthier. But on top of that, I think the ball is moving better. We had some issues with ball movement at times back then, and I think our overall defensive effort from everybody, last game, Holloway's defensive effort, light years ahead of maybe, what he had been maybe back then. So I think the ball movement, guys being able to move the ball, defensive effort, I think those are two of the biggest areas. But I just think getting healthy and getting our chemistry better, because we just had so many guys missing so many games back at that point.